Hey everybody! Today I want to do a lesson about one of my favorite scales of all time, the bebop scale. The usefulness of the scale is pretty much unlimited, and I think it's an essential part of any improviser's bag of tricks, and can even be used outside of the jazz idiom. Let's talk about it right now. So first off, what is the bebop scale? Well, there are actually multiple bebop scales, but in today's lesson we're going to focus on the one used over a dominant chord. That scale sounds like this. So basically it's just our major scale but with an added flat 7th degree, or you can think about it as the Mixolydian scale with an added natural 7 degree. When you learn the scale, make sure to practice it in multiple positions all the way across the guitar neck. Here's an example. Okay, so we learned the scale, and now you're asking yourself, why is this useful? Listen to this. So this line's DNA is pretty much the bebop scale and multiple types of arpeggios. Let's talk about how to create them now. When you're playing over a dominant chord, you can use this scale to connect chord tones together. So our chord tones over a dominant chord would be the root, the third, the fifth, and the flat 7. So if our chord is C7, then our notes would be C, E, G, and B flat. Now when you use this scale, if you start on any one of these chord tones, you'll land on that exact same chord tone 4 beats away. Check it out. This is useful as now you can know exactly where and on what note your line will end. So if you're trying to resolve your 5 chord to your 1 chord, now you know exactly which tone you'll land on. We're on C7 right now, so our 1 chord would be F major 7. Our chord tones for F major 7 are F, A, C, and E. So we could start on either C or E, as both of these chords share those chord tones. And it'll work out when you resolve it. So now that we know how to move this scale and use it, let's add a second part to the equation. Let's add arpeggios. The first arpeggio that we're going to add to our bebop scale equation is a half diminished arpeggio off the third of our dominant chord. In this case, that's going to be E minor 7 flat 5. This works because E half diminished and C7 share a lot of the same chord tones, and plus you get the added 9th from the E half diminished over that C7, which really is a nice color tone. Now make sure and learn this arpeggio in different positions all across the guitar neck, just like we did with the bebop scale. Once you have this arpeggio down, the next thing that you need to do is either run up or down the arpeggio, and then when you land on a chord tone of C7, walk either up or down the bebop scale. Here are some examples. Alright, now we're starting to get some lines, but let's add one more thing to our equation. Let's add diminished arpeggios. So our diminished arpeggio looks like this. This shape can be played either off the third, the fifth, the flat 7, or the flat 9 of our dominant chord. So when the ear hears this flat 9 in our diminished arpeggio, it expects it to resolve, because what we're actually hearing is a dominant 7 flat 9 chord wanting to go to its 1. So what we do is we add this diminished arpeggio to the end of our lines, and then we're going to expect to hear that 5 going to 1. So in a way, it's a kind of a nice line closer to our phrases that we're creating here. Once you start using your diminished chord in our lines, then we're also going to look for chord tones from our 1 chord, F major 7, to resolve 2. Here are some examples of doing just that. So the trick with this is to be able to play all 3 of these concepts together effortlessly. So try starting with the bebop scale, then go to a half diminished arpeggio, and then finally finish with a diminished arpeggio. Or you can mix it up. Start with the half diminished arpeggio, go to the bebop scale, and then finish with our diminished arpeggio. Being able to fluidly go between all 3 of these concepts is what's going to really make your lines start to flow. So practice them in isolation and then combine them together. I want to finish off this video with a very, very short etude over the B section of a rhythm changes, just to demonstrate some ways that you could apply the concepts that we're talking about. Thank you guys so much for watching this video about how to use the bebop scale in your improvisation. If you want to see me cover the bebop scale used over major chords and minor chords, let me know in the comment sections below, and I can make this into a series, so to speak. Also, I just want to say, make sure to check out my newly released record, Each Step. It's gotten multiple reviews, 4 stars from All About Jazz, and I want to hear what you think about it. Let me know in the comments below if you've listened to it. Lastly, we hit 3,000 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you to all the people who have been here since I started these lesson videos, and all the new people coming in. Thank you guys so much, and make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to keep supporting this channel and keep this train rolling. All right, and as always, remember to always keep swinging.